Hello guys, this is Brennan Jones with the Urban Twist, and I really want to thank you guys again for coming on board, and I'm really anxious and looking forward to seeing your work published on the urbantwist.com. So this video is a quick walkthrough of the posting process just to help get you started, and if you have any questions about the process, you should always consult with our submission guide, which is actually found on one of the links towards the top of our website whenever you're logged in. So it's there for quick and easy access for quick reference to kind of help you out with the process. Okay, so if you've ever got the chance to really browse our website, I have an article pulled up right here, which is pretty much the standard template for most articles on the website. And it consists of a title, of course, an excerpt, which I will be explaining that a little later as to what that is. And then also there's a featured image, which in this image is of Daredevil. And then it's the contents, which is, the article that you will be typing. So when you're inside of the post editor, this is where your title go. I'm not going to go too much into how you should write your titles, but your titles should always be to the point. It also should be written in a way that's enticing or should entice a user to click, because as you and I both know, that when we're browsing the internet or looking for things to read, the headlines and the titles are the first things that actually stick out to us. So you have to kind of keep those things in mind, but at the same time, it still should be a focal point of what your article is about, because you don't want to mislead anyone into clicking your article, just the same. It has to be, obviously about what your article is about. And then inside of here, the editor, which is this section right here, you would just simply type your article just like you would with any Word document. We're all familiar with Microsoft Word. So you would pretty much just type your article just like you would if you were typing a Word document. And for most articles, you do not need to insert a picture here in the post editor section right here. It's a common mistake that happens, and it's only because of the way the Urban Twist is actually formatted, whereas we use something called featured image, which I will explain later on. But in most cases, just based on the general template of the website, no pictures in most cases has to be inserted in this section here. And then right here is the excerpt. And the excerpt is basically a lead-in statement to what your article is about. It could be witty, it could be straight to the point. You have some leeway with this statement as to what you want to do with it, and it leads off the beginning of all of your articles, which is this right here. And just to give you an example what excerpts are, if you were to go to yahoo.com, you see how the articles here, that's an excerpt, that's an excerpt, that's an excerpt, that's an excerpt. Just to kind of give you an idea as to how you can kind of derive your own excerpts. Okay. Now the featured image is right here. You would upload your featured image. You would save, you can use Google Images for this. You would save your image, then you upload it here, and then you will set it as the featured image. Okay, and the featured image appears at the top of all the articles that you will be writing. And for the purposes of the website, to try to keep things as uniform as possible, whenever you upload a featured image, try to make your featured image at least 680 pixels wide, just to kind of fit, you want to try to fit it in, the space that is given without making the image pixelated. All right, the last thing, or one of the last things that we should do before we publish the article is something called search engine optimizing. SEO is the abbreviation for it, which is also commonly known as that. And the reason for doing the search engine optimization of your article is that it helps search engines such as Google, Yahoo, Bing. It helps them find your article quicker, and it helps formulate a method for how your article could possibly be recognized and pushed to the forefront when people may be searching for certain topics. So the goal here with search engine optimizing your article is you would hope that when someone is looking for something, that obviously they will come across your article easier. Thus, it'll increase more views for your article, and it'll also increase more money possibly being made through your article as well. So we use a WordPress plugin called Yoast SEO. It's immediately below the title and the post editor of your article, and it may also appear below the excerpt as well. So you can't miss it for the most part. It's right there on the post editor screen, and it pretty much walks you right through the whole process. So, it may sound a little overwhelming as to what I'm saying to you right now, but it isn't. And then with repetition, things get easier each time, you post an article. It'll get easier and easier. So with the plugin, Yoast plugin, you see that it gives you a snippet preview, which is basically how your article will look in the search engines. We've all seen listings like this before when, going on Google or Yahoo or something like that, and this is how it'll appear to the search engines. The focus keyword, since this article in particular that I'm using for an example is about Daredevil. And Daredevil is, and for those that don't know, is a comic book character from Marvel, and Netflix just recently launched a series within the past year, and that's been pretty well received for the most part by all the critics and all that. So this article talks about that. So to make a long story short, the focus keyword I use in this case is Daredevil, since that's what I'm talking about. And if at any given time you're a little stuck on what some of these things mean, you can always click on the question mark, and the plugin author, which in this case is Yoast, has a few helpful articles that you can actually go to read up more about the features involved with this plugin. So the focus keyword, in most cases, it could be a word, which in this case is one word, Daredevil, or it could be a key phrase. Like you try to keep this within a 2 to 3 word, limit, at the most. Sometimes, one word will be sufficient, but depending on what you're talking about, maybe 2 or 3 words. But the key is to kind of keep that phrase as close as possible. You don't want to spread that out too thin or spread it out with too many words. The SEO title, in most cases, I don't touch this. As you can see, it's already pre-populated with the title that I've already given the article. But there are some cases where you may want to change what the title states to the search engines. Another way of putting it is the title up here is the title that appears throughout the urbantwist.com. The title that you use here would be what the search engines see. So there may be times when, like, if you're trying to write for the search engines, to pick up certain keywords and phrases and stuff like that, there's maybe certain times where you may want the title to say a certain thing on our website, whereas the search engine's title to say another thing. And this is, and that is what this is for. Okay? Like you can use it at your own discretion. Sometimes an editor may go behind you if we need to try to optimize, or help you further optimize your article. We may come in behind you anyway and possibly change that. But in most cases, that doesn't have to be touched. is already populated with the title that is currently, that you already currently set at the very beginning of the writing process. The meta description is the same thing as the title in regards to the excerpt. In most cases, it's acceptable for you to just copy the excerpt and paste it in just like that. It's the same. The excerpt is the same as the meta description. Again, just like I just said with the SEO title, there may be times when you may want the description that the search engine sees to be different than what the excerpt is, which is what the urbantwist.com sees throughout the website. Okay, so you kind of use that at your own discretion. Again, there may be times when an editor may go in behind you and maybe, try to help you out as well. But for the most part, just copy and paste the excerpt to the meta description. In most cases, that's, sufficient. And also, I'm gonna come back to the featured image, because there's one small thing that you should do to your featured image once you have the keyword in place, which is Daredevil. Once you have the keyword in place, just click on your featured image like so. Let me do that again. And you don't have to put a caption in the featured image, but the alt text, which, just to kind of give you a quick explanation as what alt text is. Have you ever been to a website and let's just say the internet connection is slow and it's loading a picture, but the picture doesn't load? So you will see like some text kind of describing what the picture may be. That's what the alt text is. And for search engine optimization practices, or some, there's a very there's a common search engine practice that oftentimes get overlooked, and that's simply just putting text for the alt text. So just in case someone doesn't have, fast internet, which nowadays we all pretty much do, but there are times the Wi-Fi might be slow, whatever the case may be. A lot of times you may just want to put the keyword there just to kind of help give, the site a boost, or give your article a boost, because people use Google Images searches, and this alt text a lot of times can help people find your article, maybe even through a Google image search. So you want to, in this case, my keyword is Daredevil. That's good enough. It could be a phrase or whatever it is that your article is about. You want to put that in the alt text, and then to set it as a featured image, which is what I've already had done, but I just wanted to kind of go back and show you, what to put in this example. Okay, so you would just pick just one category. I had checked more than these, more than one category, but the categories, as you can see, are listed on the right-hand column. You want to pick the category that mostly resembles what you're talking about, which in this case is about the television show Netflix. Okay. There are some cases where you may have to pick more than one category. Like if you have a personal blog on the Urban Twisters website, which for some people we may create a blog, like if, depending on what it is that that you're trying to accomplish with the Urban Twist, you may check your blog, which will be it'll be listed here as well, and then you will check the category that it'll be tied to as well. But for most cases, you're just going to select one category, the best one that fits, what your article is about. In this case, it's television for this particular article. And then tags are basically topics is another way of putting, what a tag is. So I just put a few tags there. It don't have to be too many tags, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, I would say no more than 5 tags, to be honest with you, about what some of the, the topics are with what your article is discussing. So as you can see, I use comics, Daredevil, Marvel, Netflix. And I also added a featured tag, and that's something that the editors can do, is add featured. And the featured tag is basically a tag that will post your article at the top of our homepage. So in most cases, you won't be using that tag, but if we have to feature it, a lot of times we will feature your article and articles that kind of stand out because we want people to read them. We will be using that tag to push your article to the top on the homepage. So I'm trying to wrap this up because I'm not trying to, I know that it's been a mouthful as of what I've said thus far, but I'm kind of wrapping things up here. And the single post template, most cases this goes untouched. It's going to be default in most cases. There's other template styles, such as slideshows and list articles that I will, discuss that in a separate video for that, to kind of help you out with that in case you're interested. Author name, a lot of times, I don't think you can change this. I think it's just only because have the capability to do so. So this doesn't get changed. I will talk to you later about featured video, but just to make a long story short, say if you didn't want to do a featured image at the top of your post, you could do a featured video, and that's where this comes into play. And you basically will be copying and pasting a YouTube URL or something like that, and it will take the place of a featured image. I'll discuss that in a later video as well. But last but not least, this is, whenever you got everything ready to go, and also this is something I just recently set up. Here go a reminder block in the upper right-hand corner. So if all else fails, and if you ever forget to do a certain step, just look at the top of the page and reminders. It says this is a helpful list of reminders. Make sure your post is properly formatted before you submit your post for approval. Set your featured image. Don't forget to include an excerpt. Select just one category. Don't forget tag. Don't forget the SEO. Excuse me. Excuse me. And then it also gives you the link again to the submission guide. It has some videos on the submission guide that you can actually follow along if you need any further assistance. Okay, so we kind of got some reminders there as well to kind of help get, to help you not forget anything. But again, like I was saying earlier, this is all about repetition. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. Don't fret. If you ever have to ask any questions, you have my contact information, my email, my cell phone number. You can text me, call me. So you have a lot of my personal information that you can also, reach out to me if you ever, want any immediate or direct assistance. But last but not least, here's how you will submit your post. Now, starting out, because you are a contributor, in most cases, most writers that start out with the Urban Twist are contributors. And basically what contributors are is that they need, your post needs to be approved by, an editor or the owner of the website before it actually goes live. So I can't really show you on this example, so I'm going to just open up a new post window here to show you what I'm talking about here. So at the very end, once you've done everything that I just kind of laid out for you as far as, explaining everything to you, you will change this. Actually, that's not it. You'll change the status from draft to pending review and hit OK. And then I don't know if you can see it, like you will save it as pending review. Or I think because I have greater permissions than you guys, so it may not be showing up correctly. But you will save it as pending review, and then we will get the editor will get alerted that your article is ready for it to be published, and then the editor will go in, see if any corrections or adjustments need to be made to your post, and we'll publish it. Okay, and that's pretty much it. I'm not trying to take up too much of your time with this video because there's more videos to come. But that's pretty much it. Quick walk. Well, I said quick walkthrough, but I guess it's been about 15 minutes now, 10, 15 minutes now walkthrough. But if you need any help or any assistance, just shoot me an email. You got my email information, and there will be other videos, coming down the pipeline as well to help you guys get a better understanding of how you are to publish and submit your articles. Thank you for watching, and I'm really excited, as you can kind of tell, to have you guys on board, and you will be hearing from me soon. You take care. Bye-bye.